Hi everybody, I'm Victoria Weather Meteorologist Ryan Henning, and good news! Somebody finally taught me how to record on my desktop. We're here with the forecast for Dayton, Ohio, which is right in the center of my map. I'm kind of circling and highlighting it right there. Let's first take a look at the satellite imagery. I picked the Eastern GOES satellite so we can see the eastern two-thirds of the country. You can see up in Canada, eastern Ontario, and most of Quebec, there's quite the broad area of circulation. This is the same system that brought some showers and storms to the upper Midwest, and more significantly, tornadoes and severe thunderstorms from Tennessee all the way down to Louisiana and east into the Carolinas and Georgia over the last several days. The front is out in the Atlantic. You can see these high top clouds here with my mouse, and it's a lot lower clouds in the Great Lakes, New England, and the upper Midwest. They don't, if they're milkier like this, that means they're lower topped, which generally means that it's a colder temperature. And if there is any precip, it is very light. And that's indeed what we've been seeing across the Great Lakes and everywhere from the Dakotas all the way to New England for most of the day today. We can look at the current observations, and you can actually probably see these a little bit better than usual now that we've got the desktop being recorded. This is Dayton right here, KDAY, right in the middle. It's 36 degrees and overcast, as we can imagine from looking at that satellite. The blue color means that the clouds are a little bit lower. I think I've discussed this before, but it goes from green is higher. That means it's good for planes to land without instrumental or use of their instruments, and then blue is the next one. So it's not too terrible. Most aircraft can get into a it's called MVFR site. It's when you get into the reds and pinks on the observations, which I don't believe we've got any right now. Well, there's some out in Huron that's a little bit lower, probably with some melting snow that they've recently seen. But Dayton is in good shape, more or less, with just the overcast. It's going to be unpleasant tomorrow morning. It's going to be another day where they're not going to see the sun. But if you're flying to or from, it's not going to be a problem. So we can look at the, this is the NAM, it's the initialization map. So this is actually in the past, but you can still see a big area of low pressure just south of James Bay in western Quebec, and then these circular isobars indicating the area of low pressure. Also important is west of this low, there's really nothing going on, which means there's not going to be much impetus to kick all these low clouds and drizzle out of the region. So as we go forward, you can see some of those light speckles of green, and they're not going anywhere, even as this low shifts off into the North Atlantic, because there's nothing building in behind it to clear it out. And temperatures are going to be coming down as that low shifts out of the region, which is only going to reinforce the low overcast across the region. So it's not going to get warm at all, really, without seeing the sun during the afternoon, but it's not going to cool off very significantly either, simply because of those clouds as well. So it's win some, lose some. I think this time of year, though, with the opportunity for daylight so much narrower, it really sucks to have to not go entire days at a time without seeing the sun. But unfortunately, that's how it's going to look in Dayton the next several days. As we can see, also down in the southern U.S., if we look at our jet, there's a very deep trough setting up from the Dakotas down towards northern Mexico. And that's going to be the next story. Another big area of low pressure developing in the southern U.S., but not a terribly significant concern for Ohio, particularly over the next 2 days when our forecast period is valid. So if we look at our meteograms, I scrolled down because I was concerned going forward with that next area of low pressure that it might lead to some freezing rain or sleet, but it looks like temperatures are going to be warm enough that it's not going to be an issue in Dayton. But if we look at the actual temperatures, it's just like I said, there's really not much variation. Highs in the low 40s, lows in the low 30s. and that's how it's going to be the next couple of days. So a high maybe about 40 tomorrow, and a low overnight tonight, probably just above freezing. It's 35 right now, or excuse me, I said 36. And you can see these black dots are the previous observations, and they're not moving very much at all. So I think 34 sounds about right, and 39, 40 sounds pretty good tomorrow. And then tomorrow afternoon, and more of the same tomorrow. Without the low nearby, it does stand to reason that it could be a little bit colder in the morning on, what would that be? That'd be Saturday, and maybe even a little bit warmer Saturday afternoon. But if it is, it's not going to be too significantly different. So that's going to do it for Dayton, Ohio. I hope you've appreciated this different format we've gone with. And maybe next time we'll actually have some real serious weather to talk about, and we can look at a radar. So for Victoria Weather, I'm meteorologist Ryan Henning.